JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's Christmas Eve, guys. If you're celebrating it, so happy Christmas, guys. Happy Christmas Eve, everyone. So, yep, I hope you're all feeling, well, at least trying to feel festive about this year. Of course, I do understand that this has not been the best year for some. Maybe for some it was a good year. So, but in general, let's hope we can all, or let's say we can all at least remember something positive out of this year, because otherwise it would be a little bit difficult to go into the next one. So guys, let's try to keep that positivity. Of course, I know sometimes could be difficult, but well, I mean, let's always hope for the best, guys. I'm happy that if some of you watch this video, or somebody's joining in live, so thank you very much. So yep, before we jump into the charts, before we look at those, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay guys, so also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So now jumping into the charts, of course, if we start moving into indices, the majority of the European bourses will be closed, apart from a few. Spain, I think UK and Spain are the ones that are going to be open for now. Let me just quickly guys double check that. I believe, like I said, UK, but everyone's gonna have an early close, of course. So yeah, the bigger ones, the UK and Spain, will have a short day, so working up until somewhere lunchtime. But yeah, the US will also have something similar, but let's say German DAX, the Italian index, and Scandinavia, for example, they're all closed today. So anyway, jumping into the Asian markets, actually, so you can see that we saw a bit of a decline here today. The indices here, for example, the Shanghai Composite drifted a little bit lower. As you can see, it failed to move above the 21-day EMA, shown here as the yellow line. So I've mentioned this previously, guys, that keep your eyes on this area, because if it provides somehow resistance, then we might see a bit of a decline here and a push back down. So for now, I'm still keeping an eye on this idea, where I could consider a possible test of this upside line drawn from the low of the 19th of March, and if it holds, we could see a nice rebound and a push back to the upside. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index in beautiful move to the upside here, but yep, and in a way for now, still keeping an eye on this falling channel here. Beautiful, I mean, very technical here, very beautiful channel. You just don't really get sometimes one of these, but yeah, for now it's a beautiful one to watch here. So in a way, you can see that the price, after rebounding from the lower bound of this formation, it traveled higher, but it kind of found resistance near this 21-day EMA here. So for now we wait. For now we continue monitoring this 21-day EMA, because if we get a nice push above it and we see the daily candle staying above it, then well, most likely we'll reach this upper bound again, upper bound of this falling range. If so, then all eyes are on this one, because if it gets broken and the price pushes above the 26,704 zone, now that's where it could become a little bit more interesting for more buyers. So keep your eyes on that one. But again, the main scenario is still, for example, for this one to maybe move a little bit higher higher, test the upper bound of the falling channel. If it fails to break it, then another slide here could be possible. So that's kind of my main scenario for now. Now jumping into gold, gold is, or should I say, did push higher yesterday. However, it failed to stay above the 1875 territory. And today we're seeing another attempt to move above it. Yes, we managed to climb above that area, this 1875 territory. Can we stay above it? Now that's another question, guys. Probably due to the lack of volatility today, this might kind of remain like this unless something really drastic happens, guys, and we see this one maybe popping or declining heavily. So, but again, at the moment, let's keep an eye on developments here. Of course, the main also thing, I mean, for the because of the lack of economic data, that doesn't mean that this day might not be an eventful one, because well, if there is no data, economic data release, if there are no economic data releases, then, well, there's always politics. And as you know, we have a bit of an issue in the US with the whole aid package. We have a bit of an issue in Europe with the whole Brexit deal. However, there's some positivity saying that the Brexit deal should be announced today. So again, something for you guys to keep in mind, to keep an eye on. Yeah, if the Brexit deal, I mean, if the outcome is very nice and positive, and then yes, of course, the pound could strengthen on that, and yeah, we could see a surge in the British currency. But however, if there's any slight negativity from one of the top officials, then maybe this could reverse quickly to the downside. For now, looking at gold, like I said, continue monitoring this, and of course, continue monitoring the situation in the US, because maybe that might have an effect on this safe haven, I would say, or actually doesn't really look like a safe haven lately, but nevertheless, maybe it could react as a safe haven if the US government gets closer to a possible shutdown. So yeah, keep your eyes on that one, guys. Again, for now, we cannot really do much. Yes, from the technical side, it's still trading above this upside line drawn from the low the 30th of November. So in a way, it kind of still has a chance to move higher. However, as I said, I need to see that daily candle remaining at least above this 1875 territory. Now, of course, another problematic instrument here, asset or currency or whatever you want to call it, guys, because probably that's the kind of main issue right now with Ripple and the SEC. So yep, guys, I mean, Ripple is taking a hit, a large hit, or already took a hit, and continues to slide. You can see that, for example, yesterday at one point here, you can see that the price even dropped to the 0.21 territory, roughly around there, and then of course we saw a rebound from there. So in a way, kind of, it's still okay here, but we're back to levels where we were in October and November and September, of course, as well. That's going to be quite interesting to see how everything's going to develop here, guys. But at the moment, it's not really looking good here for Ripple. I mean, of course, don't get me wrong. Everybody's okay already talking about the fact that Ripple might disappear. However, it might not give up on, let's say, I think the Ripple company might not really give up without a battle. However, of course, like I said, let's see how this is going to happen, how this is going to proceed further. But at the moment, there are issues here with Ripple, of course, as we can see. If some sort of positivity, a bit of positivity comes out, any positive headlines come out, then of course, we might see a bit of a rebound here. I doubt that we could travel back to these levels that we saw here in around mid-December anytime soon, unless something really positive comes out, guys. But at the moment, there's not really any light in that end of the tunnel. Ethereum is dropping a little bit lower, of course, also afraid that it might get hit in a similar fashion as Ripple. So you can see that the crypto is declining. It's breaking this upside line drawn from the low the 3rd of November. So now let's see if it can actually push further south. Now, if you remember, guys, earlier this month, kind of what I was talking about when I was covering cryptos, that in a way we had a similar kind of trading activity as we saw here in 2017 December and 2000 in January 2018, but then kind of the other months, the months that followed, like February, March, were huge downers for the crypto world. So we did have a good run in December, in November, but let's see if we actually can we'll get the same story here, the same kind of decline in the let's say, or January or February, even March. So let's keep an eye on that, because again, for now, we know that sometimes history does repeat itself. So yeah, let's see how this is going to play out. For now, at this point in time, we can see that yes, it's breaking this upside line right now. If it can travel further below, let's say, yesterday's low here, below the 550 territory, then yes, lower levels could be met. Now, AUDJPY, here the pair is pushing higher. We can see, well, of course, the pair, as you know, is also considered to be that kind of risk on, risk off indicator, and you can see that AUDJPY is pushing higher. So the risk currencies like Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar are picking up the pace, and the safe havens yen, Swiss franc are kind of let's say declining a little bit. However, with the Swiss franc, it's a little bit of a different story, I would say. So it's mainly Japanese yen and its weakness that's kind of kicking in right now. However, well, there's a lot of howevers, to be honest, guys, lately, because again, this period is a very, very unstable one. So at the moment, of course, we'll continue monitoring the equity markets, because if those suddenly start turning south due to the whole kind of problems, all the problems in the US, then yep, we could see increased yen buying, which could force this pair dropping lower, guys. So be very careful on that one, and that's why I have these two levels here for me to help myself out. So in order to consider the upside, I would need to see that daily candle staying above the 78.78 zone, but for the downside, I would need to see a drop below the 77.74 territory right here. So keep your eyes on that one. USD/JPY is slightly different, and so far it's working nicely here with this idea that I've mentioned before, that we could see a push higher. We did that, but if this area here, this 103.65, continues to provide resistance, well, we could see another slide here to the downside. For now, I'm still sticking to that idea, unless we get a strong push above this, and maybe even if we get a break above the 21-day EMA. Now that's where it could become a little bit more interesting for more buyers. Now jumping into GBPNZD, and finally, okay, I will say finally, we're having another push higher, because in the past kind of couple of days here, I was talking about this pair, and basically what I was saying, that I need to see that daily candle staying above the 1.9060 territory in order to get a little bit more excited with the upside. Well, yesterday we had another push here to the upside, but as you can see, it didn't really kind of stay above it, and it kind of drifted back to this 21-day EMA here. On the positive note is that it stayed, the daily candle remained above this 21-day EMA, and as you can see, this is the kind of the outcome we're seeing today. We're seeing another push higher. However, can it stay above this 1.9060 level? Well, I mean, that's something for us to kind of figure out today. The only thing I can say that this positivity here in the pound right now is, of course, driven mainly by the fact that today we're waiting for an announcement on the whole kind of Brexit deal, and how we will proceed further with this problem, I would say, and will there be a problem in the future? Of course, that's another question. But again, yeah, all eyes are going to be on that. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, keep your eyes on the headlines, because yes, if positive headlines start coming in, yes, of course, the pound will, or could potentially kind of skyrocket here. However, if there is some sort of at least small negativity from some sort of officials, then, well, I mean, it could turn out, it could take a U-turn very quickly to the south. Yep. So, guys, for now, I mean, I would say yes, I'm looking a little bit more positive here on the pound short term. Later on, medium term, I will have to reevaluate that again, because don't forget that we're still trading below this medium term downside resistance line taken from the highest point of August. EURCHF. EURCHF is, yesterday we had a beautiful push higher. Yesterday I talked about this potential kind of flag, bullish flag pattern. You can see that, yes, we had a nice push higher, but we didn't stay above this area. And this is what I was talking about, that I need to see that daily candle staying at least above this 1.0847 territory in order to get a little bit more excited with the upside. But yeah, for now, we're not really getting that. Yes, we had a false breakout, but can we get another break today? Well, let's see. For now, I'm looking a little bit more positive. However, I'll be a little bit more, even more positive if we get that daily candle staying above this 1.0847. Until then, I'm going to be cautiously bullish, I would say, on this one, because yes, on one hand, everything's looking quite positive, everything's looking quite nice here, but it could change very quickly if the market sentiment changes to a risk-off one, and basically Swiss franc puts on its kind of safe haven suit, and yep, we can see this pair drifting lower. And finally, EURUSD. So guys, yep, we are seeing this kind of trading activity within in this area here. Now, if you remember yesterday, I talked, and before yesterday as well, I talked about this level, this 1.2215, which, as you can see, continues to act as a good area of resistance. By the way, just let me remind you what that level was, this 1.2215 territory. This one right here, that's the low that's the low of the 5th of April, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just quickly, yep, sorry, 6th of April 2018. So that's the low of the 6th of April 2018. Currently, it's acting as a good area of resistance. Can it actually get broken? Well, let's find out. I need to see that daily candle remaining above this area in order to get a little bit more excited with the upside. But until I'm going to see that, I'm really going to stay careful, guys, here, because, again, we are in a difficult period right now. It could be very, very volatile. So, but of course, maybe not today, but going from next week. But yeah, guys, let's see how all this is going to play out. And yep, I hope we can squeeze something out of this. Now, just a quick reminder again, in regards to my videos, guys, I'll have the Traders Tea Time today. But from today, kind of, we will resume now only on 11th of January, guys. So I hope you will have a fantastic period, guys. Period, this holiday period. I hope you'll have fantastic time with everyone who you can, basically. Just kind of, if you don't have anybody to celebrate it with, well, at least enjoy yourselves, guys, and have a peace, relax your mind, prepare it for next year's trading. That's probably the most important, guys. Have your mindset clear and calm, and everything will be fine, and it will be you'll have beautiful trading, guys. And I cannot stress this enough, guys, that your psychological state is very important, especially for trading, not to mention for the rest of your life, guys. So hopefully everything goes well for you guys. I hope, like I said, I hope this year, I hope you can find at least something positive in this year, guys. If you can, wonderful, that's great. If you cannot, try, because otherwise it will be very disappointing that this year has passed like this. So yeah, guys, anyway, I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening, guys. Like I said, join me later on my Traders Tea Time. I'll quickly have a look at what's happening there, but most likely not much. The only thing is what I'm curious about is, of course, the crypto world at this moment, because that's the one that seems to be moving, but of course also the pound pair. Now that's going to be quite interesting to see how that moves as well. So like I said, join me later on my Traders Tea Time, 14:15 GMT. If you're not joining me, guys, later on, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.